Hello guys and gals, this is Taxan here, and I will be showing you today my Dragonknight tank build for Elder Scrolls Online. To start off, I have most of my points, attribute points in Magicka, so I can have that much more Magicka to use. I know most people put attribute points into health, or most tanks put their health or attribute points into health, but it only adds like 10 health, when I can just put like this on and adds 51 max health, and that's like 5 attribute points. I don't really put anything in. I kind of put stuff in stamina. I'll show you why in a second. To go over my skills, I have Unstable Flame, which basically deals fire damage over time, and then I have Lava Whip, which if the enemy is stunned, it sets the enemy off balance for quite a long time, and Invasion, to jump around from player to or whoever you're attacking and stuff, and also it stuns the enemy for 2.7 seconds, and the duration is increased based on the distance. And then I have Green Dragon's Blood, which increases it heals 33% of my missing health, and it increases my health recovery by 44%, or by 40%, and stamina recovery by 28% for 20 seconds. So basically, when I pop this, it heals me and also gives me stamina and health recovery, higher recovery of those for 20 seconds, which is really good. And then I also have Razor Armor, which increases my armor by 725 for like 20 seconds. And so basically right now I have 1,000 armor, and adding 700 to that makes me all that more take damage. And then for my ultimate, I have the Standard of Might, which basically creates a circle, and you gain health and deal more damage, and the opponents don't gain much health and they don't deal that much damage. So, and it also does damage too. Some of my passives, I have 2 for 2 on Kindling, which plus 66 for fire abilities, which is like all my abilities. Causing damage with Ardent Flame, which is this. Unstable Flame, it snares the target for 30% for 4 seconds, which is good. Increases duration of Searing Strike, Dragonknight Standard, and Fire Breath for 2 seconds. Draconic Power, I have just 1 in block, additional skin. Reduces the cost of blocking and reduces cost of one-handed shield abilities. Sword and Board, I have that maxed out. Sword and Board, it increases weapon damage by 5% and block mitigation by 20. I'm not really sure what block mitigation is, but yeah. And then Deadly Bash, which increases the bash damage by 100%, and it costs 40% less, which is, I actually love shield bashing now. That's why I don't have very much stamina abilities. I only have the charge in thing, but as you can see, it does like a lot of damage, and it doesn't cost that much. But yeah. Oops. Okay, moving on. So that's Sword and Board. Heavy Armor, I have Resolve, which just makes your 21% more armor. Constitution, which is 28% health recovery. And then Bracing, which decreases cost of blocking by 10% when a heavy armor set of 5 or more pieces is equipped. Uh, yeah, I picked the high elf, and basically it just increases magicka recovery, max magicka, increases damage of cold, fire, and shock. And since I'm like a magic, basically focus on magic, it works out pretty good. For my destruction staff, for my second line, I have lava whip, which, yeah, you know what that one does. Blockade of fire, which is creates a on the ground for I'll just show you. It like just creates a burning like pathway, and the target gets burned really easily. Or gets burned. Choking Talons, which immobilizes nearby enemies for 4 seconds and deals 114 damage. I think every Dragonknight basically uses this. I'll show you real quick what it does. After I get this Orichalcum ore. There, I'll show you real quick. It just basically like grabs them in place. And yeah, stuff. Oh gosh, I'm dying. Oh. Well, that would have sucked if I died. But, okay, moving on. Then I have Dragon Blood and Razor Armor, and then I have, for my ultimate in this one, is Ferocious Sleep, which deals damage, and then all affected enemies are knocked back, and then I receive 870 spell resistance for 8 seconds, which is really good. Basically what I'll do when I'm like going into combat is I'll use my invasion to like charge in, and then I'll use a lava whip, like invasion to charge in and lava whip. Because they're stunned, they'll be set off balance for like quite a while, and then I'll use Searing Strike. So I'll just do that, and then that, and that, and then I'll just hit him with the Shield Bash. And then if there's like 2 people, I'll just use Lava Whip and the Searing Strike. And if there's a lot of people, I'll use my ultimate, and usually they'll come into the range and just slowly die. For dungeons, I will switch out my Lava Whip for Ransack, which deals 126 physical damage and reduces the target's armor by 41%. And when it's a boss, it doesn't really help that much. And then it increases the player's armor for 290 for 12 seconds, which is good. And then it taunts, but usually what the Ransack does when it's a boss, it'll keep the boss's attention on you. And since you're the tank, that'll be good if the boss goes and attacks someone it shouldn't. And so I'll switch it out for Lava Whip. And yeah, have that in my hotbar. For my Q slot, I have Effusion of Magicka, and you basically have whatever Magicka you want, but I like Magicka. Usually people might put like health recovery, but I have the green Dragon Blood, and that basically increases stamina and health recovery, and it gives you health. So if I'm like in trouble, like health wise, I'll use my Magicka potion and use the green Dragon Blood, and then that way I can like use those abilities, or I can gain more health and stamina better, and use like stamina things. But yeah, if that makes sense. For my, I don't really use my second one. This is the Destruction Staff. It's more of a PvP build, because if you're like in a big group, you can't really like, you'll like basically go against other big groups, and this is just a bunch of CC, which is crowd control, and AoE abilities. No, I'm not like that high leveled right now, but when I do get high leveled, I'll like, you know, make it better and stuff. Woo! I'll probably put like impulse into it, which is this one, and I hear it's like really good. I'll probably put that in one of my hotbars. But yeah, that's basically my Dragonknight tank build. I know it's not really, I mean, basically it's up to you on what you want to do, but this is like what I do, and it usually works for me. Like, I'll just do that. That was cool that I dodged out of the guy's way. I usually like focus on one guy, but fuck. Hey, the guy came to help me. Woo. Alright, yeah, that's basically all I have to show you. Unless you want me to show you my what weapons I'm rocking right now. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, yeah, basically it's whatever you want. This is good for me, and hopefully it helps you, and yeah, see you guys later.